Hello everyone, my name is Linda Young and today we'll be looking at using mind mapping as an informal assessment strategy. My 20 years in post-secondary began with a degree in English literature. I was focusing on the pre-17th century and it was a lot of fun. It was creative and I loved to write. But I also completed a minor in archaeology, which is very much data and detail driven. And man, I really struggled. Great writing couldn't help me name and identify all of the dinosaurs from the Cretaceous period. And it certainly couldn't help me learn all of the rivers in Europe and British Columbia. And it certainly didn't help me remember the equations involved in archaeological dating methods. I wish I'd known about mind mapping. Mind maps activate many levels of brain activity and are a great tool to help with memorization, and instructors can use it in the classroom as an assessment tool as well. So what are mind maps? Mind maps, they can also be called concept maps, have their origin in the learning movement called constructivism. This was really big back in the day, a really big idea. And it believed that the more that students were involved in their own learning and creating their own knowledge, the more successful they were going to be. Mind maps are graphical tools for organizing and representing knowledge that offers an overview of a topic and its complex information, allowing students to comprehend, create new ideas, and build connections. Through the use of colors, images, and words, mind mapping encourages students to begin with a central idea and expand outwards to more in-depth subtopics. One key tenet of the mind map is that each of the branches and sub-branches should contain pictures to aid in recalling the information. These sub-branches of keywords or pictures can be linked together, resulting in the integration of different parts of the mind map. The benefits of mind maps are numerous. It can help students brainstorm and explore ideas, concepts, or problem. It can facilitate better understanding of relationships and connections between ideas and concepts. It can make it easy to communicate new ideas and thought process. And it allows students to easily recall information. It can help students take notes and plan tasks, and make it easier to organize ideas and concepts. Mind maps can take many forms, but we can place them into 4 large categories. On your top left, you'll see the flowchart. It organizes information in a linear format. On your top right, you'll see the systems, which organizes information in a format that's similar to a flowchart, but with the addition of inputs and outputs. On your bottom left is the hierarchical, which presents information in descending order of importance. The most important information is placed on the top, and distinguishing factors determine the placements of the rest of the information. The one you'll see the most in this video is on the bottom right, and that one's called the spider mind map. I don't like spiders, but I have to say this is my favorite form of mind map. It's organized by placing the central theme or unifying factor in the center of the map, then outwardly radiating sub-themes around the center of the map. All spider mind maps begin with the main concept or idea that the rest of the map revolves around. That's that middle bit there. Begin by creating an image or writing a word that represents the first of that main idea. From there, create branches, as many as you need, that each represent a single word that relates to the main topic. It's helpful to use different colors and images to differentiate the branches and subtopics. From there, you branch out. You create sub-branches that stem from the main branches to further expand on ideas or concepts. These will also contain words that elaborate on the topic. This helps to develop and elaborate an overall theme of the mind map, including images and sketches can also be helpful in brainstorming and creating the subtopic branches. Using mind mapping as an assessment tool can give students and instructors meaningful information about the student performance and indirectly the performance of the instructor in the classroom. Instructors can monitor student progress by identifying both correct and incorrect ideas held by the student and are effective for the self-evaluation of instruction. You can revise the delivery of the instruction or the content in the classroom at any point that you identify issues in what the students are learning. There are pros and cons to using mind maps as an assessment tool, but one of the key benefits, I think, is how flexible they are. You could use them for individual, group, or whole class activities. They're engaging, they're fun, they're creative, and I think they're really easy to use with a little bit of planning. And I think there would be a number of ways to start or introduce the activity throughout your class. For example, you could ask a guided question and have them complete a spider map by relating all of the concepts and ideas that relate to that. You could ask students to create a mind map as a pre or post assessment measuring tool. So you can sort of have a check-in to see how well they're understanding what it is that you're presenting. You could create a map and use it as a springboard for a discussion to talk about the relationship between different concepts and ideas listed in the map. Before the class even, you could create a mind map of all the material that you want to cover in class. You can then remove some of the concepts, hand that out to the students, and have them complete it as you work through the lesson. Some of the cons, it could be quite challenging for people that are used to a different style of learning, like memorization, like I was struggling with back in the day. It could be challenging for grades-based assessments, particularly if you're going to use it as a group or a class activity. But I really think that with a good rubric, you could overcome any of those challenges. I hope I've inspired you to try out this tool in your classroom. It really helps students connect with so many different kinds of learning in so many different ways. I'll be adding this to my toolkit, and I really wish I'd known about this sooner.